Texas faced a dramatic political standoff. The House of Representatives was paralyzed, not by disaster, but by protest. Dozens of Democratic lawmakers fled Texas, denying Republicans the quorum needed to pass laws. Their goal blocked a special session called by Governor Greg Abbott to redraw congressional voting maps. Democrats accused Republicans of partisan gerrymandering, manipulating districts for political gain. By leaving, Democrats halted the legislative process, scattering to other states and making their case nationally. Governor Abbott was furious, threatening special sessions, fines, and even arrest for absent lawmakers. The standoff became a test of wills, with the House at a standstill, and Republicans unable to advance their agenda. The empty chamber symbolized deep political divisions. Democrats hoped their absence would force negotiation, or at least delay the redistricting. The risk was high: personal, political, and financial. Republicans controlled the state, but without Democrats they were powerless. The showdown highlighted the lengths lawmakers would go to fight for their vision of democracy. The exodus was a gamble. Could absence speak louder than debate? As the days dragged on, the nation watched, waiting to see who would blink first. The Texas House remained frozen, a stark reminder of the stakes in the battle over voting rights. The fight was far from over. Texas Republicans' push to redraw congressional maps is part of a national strategy to cement power in the U.S. House. After the census, states must redraw districts. In Texas, Republicans aim to create up to 5 new GOP-leaning seats by splitting communities and diluting Democratic votes. National Republicans, including Donald Trump, backed the plan, seeing Texas as key to future majorities. Governor Abbott led the charge, calling special sessions and accusing Democrats of shirking duty. For Republicans, this isn't just about the next election. It's about shaping Texas politics for a decade. They argue redistricting is a rightful use of their majority. Speaker Dustin Burrows prepared to compel Democrats back, determined to pass the maps. The GOP's strategy used state control to lock in national advantage. The stakes, the balance of power in Washington for years to come. The battle lines were drawn, literally and politically. After weeks away, Texas Democrats returned, ending the House paralysis. Their return wasn't surrender, it was a shift in strategy, sparked by a bold countermove from California Democrats. California's plan to redraw its own maps gave Texas Democrats cover to come back and fight on home turf. Now, the battle moved from absence to direct confrontation, on the House floor and in the courts. Democratic leader Jean Wu vowed to challenge the maps legally, arguing they violated voting rights and targeted minority communities. The House was tense. Speaker Burrows declared, "We have quorum, now is the time for action." But the session paused, setting the stage for fierce debates and lawsuits. Democrats pivoted from delay to legal warfare. The fight over Texas maps was now part of a national coordinated response. The next chapter would be fought in courtrooms and on the House floor. California's entry escalated the Texas redistricting fight into a national chess match. Governor Newsom and the DCCC proposed redrawing California's maps to create more Democratic districts, offsetting GOP gains in Texas. This tit-for-tat move would require dismantling California's independent redistricting commission, a controversial reversal. The plan sparked backlash from Republicans and reform advocates, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, who condemned it as a race to the bottom. Critics argued California shouldn't abandon fair mapping for partisan gain. The proposal ignited fierce debate over principles versus power. The ripple effect state actions now triggered national consequences. The question, should one state's gerrymandering be met with another's, or should fairness prevail? The outcome in California would be as closely watched as Texas. The redistricting battles in Texas and California are more than local fights. They'll shape Congress for a decade. The lines drawn now will decide which party controls the House, affecting every major federal policy. Partisan gerrymandering threatens democracy by making elections less competitive and increasing polarization. Both parties justify their tactics as necessary, fueling a cycle of retaliation and eroding public trust. The core question: who should draw voting districts, politicians or independent commissions? The answers will set the rules for American elections and the health of democracy for years to come. Texas and California are test cases for the nation's political future. The stakes couldn't be higher.